Blog Talk Radio.
An event so big, it only happens once a century.
Welcome to TNA's signature event. Welcome to Bound for Glory.
On October 10th, 2010, be a part of history when TNA Wrestling presents Bound for Glory, live from Daytona Beach, Florida.
Speaking for everyone at TNA, we thank you for joining us on this special night.
The athletes. It's real. It's there. The icons.
This wild, this chaotic, this out-of-control situation, it's absolutely nuts.
The immortals. What you gonna do now that TNA is coming for you? The biggest superstars in professional wrestling today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new era in TNA.
Get ready.
It's Bound for Glory. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of the Big Al Show. This is our Bound for Glory review. Bound for Glory just ended a few minutes ago, so we have a lot to talk about. TNA TJ is going to be joining us in a little bit. He's going to be calling in. You know, it's pretty late right now, 11 o'clock, but thanks for joining us, all you wrestling fans who stayed up, and everyone else who's checking this out. Bound for Glory, I guess we should first tell you right off the bat who they are. Jeff Hardy made a heel turn. He joined forces with Hulk Hogan, who showed up out of nowhere. That was a little unexpected. I believe TNA TJ and a couple people called that, of course. Him and Eric Bischoff joined forces. Jeff Hardy, heel turn, takes Hogan's crutch and smashes Mr. Anderson as well as Kurt Angle with it. So Jeff Hardy is your new TNA Heavyweight Champion. He looked a little reluctant. He didn't look like he was completely happy with himself, but I guess happy enough to take the title. We then found out that Abyss and Jeff Jarrett, also, of course, part of They, and they came out and celebrated with Jeff Hardy. And that's how the show ended. That was the big, I guess, surprise. It wasn't a huge swerve or anything like that, other than, I suppose, Jeff Hardy going totally heel and Hogan being at the pay-per-view. So we'll see where they go with this. I think there's a lot to still find out as far as, you know, who is siding with who here and why are they together. Of course, you know, Bischoff and Hogan are always going to be together, but why Jeff Hardy and why not Mr. Anderson? Mr. Hogan brought in both of those guys. And a lot more happened on Battle for Glory tonight, so let's get into that. Let's go over the card, and then we'll bring TNA TJ on in here to talk about it. First thing, they were in Daytona. A little bit of a difference, okay? It was a little bit bigger. It sounded better, you know. I thought it was a little bit better because you don't have, 500 fans who can pretty much dominate what everything is going to sound like with their little chants, so that was good. I thought the stage setup was really nice. Overall, I thought it was pretty solid environment for the pay-per-view. Of course, nothing like the WWE, nothing like old WCW, but decent, good enough, definitely passable. And at least they were the hell out of Orlando. That's always a good thing. The first match was the Motor City Machine Guns and Generation Me, formerly known as the Young Bucks. This was a pretty good match. A lot of high spots. They were doing a lot of big moves, flying moves, acrobatic moves. Not as much ring, psychology there, but still a good match. A lot of people were happy with this match on the Twitter. They were going pretty crazy. It was a good match. I prefer a little more ring psychology and a little less flying around with the acrobats, but that's just me. It was a good match. I can't take anything away from it. This was one of the better matches of the night overall. I would give it at least 3 stars. I think that's solid enough. Definitely not a 4-star match, but you can't give it too much less than that. Again, though, too many high spots. And it could have gone a little bit longer, but it was a fairly lengthy match. Then we had Madison Rayne taking on Tara, taking on Angelina Love, taking on Velvet Sky for the Knockouts title, and Mickie James was, of course, the special ref. I got to tell you, she looked pretty nice. Maybe I just didn't pay too much attention to her before, but she was looking pretty good out there in her referee outfit, wasn't she? And she did a pretty good job. She's very hyped. She's out there. She's entertaining. You see why she was so big in the WWE for so long. And I think she'll fit in well with TNA. Of course, she's been here before, but I think she'll she'll do very well this time for herself. I thought she did good tonight and was pretty electric. Overall, the match, if you're a Knockouts fan, I guess you would have enjoyed it. I don't think much of the Knockouts division, I have to tell you. But as far as the Knockouts match goes, I guess it was okay. 4 corners match. They were tagging each other in. Could have been done better, in my opinion. So for that, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to have to give this 1.5 stars. I don't think this was that good of a match. I'm sorry. Just my opinion. All right, not my favorite match on the card. But I never really liked the Knockouts. Maybe you guys do. Not my thing. Then we had, of course, the very odd tag team of Eric Young and Orlando Jordan taking on Inc. Inc. This was a pretty funny match. Eric Young came out with the TNA rulebook. As he has before, he attacked his partner, Orlando Jordan. Poor Orlando cost him the match. And, very blatant about it. I guess Eric Young doesn't know left from right or what he's doing. I don't know where they're going with this. But after the match, Eric Young bent over to read the TNA rulebook, and Orlando Jordan, who had enough of him, was going to turn on him, decided he wasn't going to beat him up after all. I guess that tempted him to stop. So, a little silly, but I thought it was pretty funny, and I think their tag team is kind of funny. And Inc. Inc. got the victory, so I guess they're getting behind Inc. Inc. a little bit, possibly. I guess we'll see. But I thought that, it wasn't a good match. Let's put it that way. It didn't go on very long. There wasn't much to it. I guess they're just developing storylines here for the different tag teams. So I'm going to have to say, 1.5 stars. Not the greatest match, but I was entertained. I was entertained by this match. I'll say that much. Then we had the X Division match. Jay Lethal taking on Douglas Williams. I thought this match was pretty good. Douglas Williams worked him to the ground. For the most part, this was a ground match, technical match. Lethal got up at the end, won the match. And I guess the surprise here, Robbie E. from The Shore, the blatant ripoff here of The Shore. I mean, these characters took them straight out of The Shore, jumped Jay Lethal, did the RKO on him. This had people on Twitter going bananas about that. I don't think it's a big deal. The RKO is a bit of a ripoff of the Diamond Cutter. It's a variation of it anyway. So, who's to say who can do a move? Anyone can really do a finisher or anybody else's move. That's just the way it works. So Robbie E., of all people, stealing Randy Orton's finisher in Thunder. I think that's pretty funny. And I'm a Randy Orton fan, so it is what it is. That match was pretty good. I want to give it 3 stars, but I thought it could go a little bit longer. I'm going to give it 2.5. 2.5 stars. And sorry about that, everybody. We're having some weird problems here. The phone's been going off and on, so if we disappear, we'll come right back with you. But we left off. Douglas Williams does not win the X title. Jay Lethal keeping the X title tonight on Bound for Glory. He was then jumped by The Shore's Robbie E. I give that match 1.5 stars. Oh, that's the wrong button. 1.5 stars gets you a button. Much better. And Robbie E., what do we think of The Shore, everybody? Is this a good gimmick? It's getting a lot of heat. Is it bad heat, though? Do people just not want to see this? I don't know. I think the jury's out for me. I think it's too much of a blatant ripoff of The Shore, but I guess The Shore's so popular right now, it could work, right? I don't know. We'll see. But overall, I'm going to say The Shore for now. Let's see where it goes. Abyss and RVD, I had some technical difficulties, if you know what I'm saying, during this match, so I didn't catch it all. But the victory goes to RVD. This looked like a good match, but I can't say, because I didn't see it in its entirety. But from what I saw, the beginning and a little bit of the end, it was pretty good. I would give it 3 stars from the looks of it, but you can't give 3 stars if you didn't see it. So I'll just say it was a pretty good match from what I saw, and RVD gets the win. Abyss then was screaming about, 10, 10, 10, the day of revelation, and they are here. And, of course, we found out later who they were. Then we have Jeff Jarrett and Samoa Joe taking on Sting, Nash, and the Pope. And Jeff Jarrett turns on Samoa Joe, leaves Samoa Joe in the ring alone, takes off, and Sting, Nash, and the Pope. Jump them, get the victory. Samoa Joe left for dead in the ring by Jeff Jarrett. Of course, we found out later, Jeff Jarrett is part of they. So I guess we'll find out the reasoning and the logic behind it and why, who is this they group and what do they have in common? What is their purpose? Where does Dixie fit in with all this? She looked a little confused at the end, but we'll talk about the main event a little bit later. And was Hogan selling us on this injury? He looked fine at the end. Oh, I wouldn't say fine. He looked pretty hurt, but is he exaggerating or is he seriously hurt? Did he almost not make it to this pay-per-view? A lot of questions. We're going to have to find out. I would say tomorrow if they had a Monday show, but I guess we'll have to wait till the tape show on Thursday. Come on, Dixie. Let's go live. Let's go live already with this. Mr. Anderson cut a promo. It was a little bit of an extreme promo, talking about hitting the nuts, left nut, right nut, all kinds of stuff. So I guess they're getting a little risque in TNA. We know that with the blood. Are they going more attitude era now? We'll see. 3D made a big announcement. Grimm. Oh, boy. Grimm is not happy about this, but I wonder if this is true. Is 3D going to retire? They said they want one more match, and then they are done. They want one more match against the Motor City Machine Guns for the titles. They want to retire 24-time tag team champions. Can they do it? What will happen? Is this for real? Is this going to be the last we hear from the Dudley Boys, from Team 3D? I hope not. I hope they stick around. This is probably just an angle, I think. Rumors are they just re-signed with TNA, just signed a new contract.
I love 3D. 3D is my team.
That's our buddy Grimm. He listens to the show, and he loves 3D, as a lot of you guys do. I know they're a very popular tag team. They cut a great promo, by the way, retiring, thanking the crowd, putting over TNA, putting over tag team wrestling, and they really put over the Motor City Machine Guns. So great promo by the Dudley Boys, whatever, Team 3D tonight. So I hope they're not done. I don't think they're done. That's a storyline. I'm definitely saying that's a storyline. What say you guys? Fortune in a lethal lockdown match against EV2. I don't know about this match, guys. I thought this match was a little, had a little bit to be desired. It just, the weapons coming down the top of the cage I thought was a little silly. They had some good moves. They had some good moments. We got some blood all over the place. But I don't know about this match. EV2 gets the victory. I'm going to go ahead and give it 2.5 stars. 2.5 stars. I thought it could be better. Okay, and I think they needed 2 rings for that type of match. If you want to have a War Games style match, you have to have 2 rings. It was 2. They were too closed in there. And shouldn't Flair Foley have been on this card? I think that was the match of the week, if you ask me. You saw that on Impact on Thursday. That was a hell of a match. Kendrick, I wanted to mention Brian Kendrick came out of nowhere at the top of the cage, and he jumped Fortune. So I guess they're doing something with Kendrick's storyline. I don't know. I think they might be wasting their time with Brian Kendrick as far as that is concerned. Kurt Angle then cut a wonderful promo. Not really. He used to cut way better promos, didn't he, when he was in the WWE? Me and TNA TJ were talking about this. And then, of course, we had the main event. Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Mr. Anderson. This was a pretty good match. It could have went on for a little bit longer. I would have liked to see the main event go a little bit more, but it was decent enough. And back and forth. Eventually, Eric Bischoff comes out, acts like he's going to hit Kurt Angle, and Hulk Hogan surprises everyone, walks out to the ring, and hands Eric Bischoff his crutch. They then do this whole mock thing where they're going to hit each other, and then they give the crutch to Jeff Hardy, and, of course, eventually Jeff Hardy commits, hits Angle with the crutch, hits Mr. Anderson with the crutch, turns heel. He is part of they. Hulk Hogan is they. Eric Bischoff is they. Jeff Jarrett is they. Abyss is they. What do they want? Where does Kevin Nash fit? Is he retiring? Is he part of they? What is this Dudley Boys talk with them retiring? Are they part of they? What is they? There's a lot of questions, okay, that we have. that we want answered, and we're going to have answered, hopefully, coming up on TNA Impact on Thursday. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and say that this pay-per-view was pretty good, and I'm going to give it a B+. I think you can go ahead and give this pay-per-view a B+. I thought it was good enough. Not quite an A, but definitely good, and I was happy with what I saw. I would have liked to have seen the main event picture come together a little better. I would have liked to have seen, maybe it's a little clearer who they are and what they want and why is Jeff Hardy where he's at. But I guess they'll explain all this. I still think it could have been done a little better with that. TNA is still sloppy. But overall, B+. Welcome, Mr. TNA TJ, to the program.
Yes, B+ for sure. And what did I tell you? Hollywood Hogan, baby.
He's back, and I guess he's a bad guy now, TNA.
Did I not tell you this?
Yeah, you talked about it. Well, so you still think it's a work, though? He looked pretty hurt. He didn't do anything. I think his back injury is legit.
He's hurt, but remember the contract signing last week. That's going to come into play.
You're still saying they signed, Bischoff got Dixie to sign away something, or maybe the whole company to Bischoff?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you may see, because I assume Dixie's going to come out and maybe try to reverse the decision, maybe try to take the belt away from Jeff Hardy. Why is Jeff Hardy with Bischoff and Hogan? Why not Anderson? Why not Angle? I thought Hogan was cool with Angle. What do you think?
Well, I think Jeff Hardy was their original boy in. He basically came in when Hogan came in, and that's the guy they rode with.
Yeah, but so did Anderson.
Not at the same time.
I think it could have gone either way. They made it look like he was with Angle. Hogan was Angle's boy. I kind of bought that. Is Angle going to retire now? He said he was going to retire if he lost, and he lost.
No, he's not going to retire. This is a good reason for him to stick around.
Okay, well, he's signed, so I don't expect him to go anywhere. What did you think of the Dudley boys saying they're done? Are they going to retire after a match?
No, absolutely not.
Part of an Angle.
Yeah, part of it. I think, though, overall today, I enjoyed most of the matches tonight. Pretty much all of them are pretty good.
What was your favorite?
I got to say the steel cage with all the guys in there. It was pretty great. Yeah, I liked it. And in the first match, too, the tag team match with Motor City Machine Gun.
Yeah, I thought the steel cage was a little bit overdone. And I thought it was too packed in there. Too many people in a little ring.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't mind it. I would have liked a little bit more stunts. Like I thought somebody was going to go off the top cage, and it didn't happen. So that was kind of a little disappointing, but it was good. I thought Foley should have been in there with Flair at least. That was a disappointment.
Yeah, but you knew they were just the managers. They weren't going to get involved too much.
Yeah, but you figured they would.
I don't know, Mr. TNA TJ. So overall, what's your grade for Bound for Glory?
Definitely a B. There's no lower than that. I thought all the matches were pretty good. Oh, yeah, B, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
I guess that's fair enough.
And finally, they're coming up with a story. I mean, if this is what they've been building on, hopefully they have a good reasoning behind it. You know what I mean? I hope it's just not something so stupid. You know what I mean? So we'll find out, on Impact.
Let's hear from the tweeters. Let's hear what they thought of Bound for Glory. You ready to hear some Twitter opinions?
Let me hear it.
Okay, I won't give any names. One of the tweeters said, TNA did what was meant to be done and gave out a good, surprising ending. What do you think of that?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
TNA did what was meant to be done and gave out a good, surprising ending.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I had a feeling it was going to happen, but I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. But, yeah, I agree.
What's the surprise? Hogan and Bischoff and Hardy all turning heel together?
Yeah, the fact that Hardy turned bad, I think, is pretty interesting. The crowd loves him, So, and Hogan, I don't think anybody kind of, But, man, were they not juicing him up as such a good guy like Kurt Angle was like, I'm doing this for the Hulkster.
Well, that's how they do it. That's how they'll get you.
Right.
All right, we have another. I thought it was good. Jeff Hardy as a heel never entered my mind.
Yeah, you see, that's what I just said.
Jeff Hardy has a good fan base. Is he a good TNA champion? Can he hold the strap for them?
Yeah, I believe so. He's a character, man. He's a freak like Abyss too. I mean, as far as character goes. So I guess I see why Abyss is with the group. You know what I mean?
Remember, he was never. Yeah, but let's remember, he was never WWE champion. He was the heavyweight champion. He never got Vince's main belt. So I don't know if does he really have what it takes right now? Should he be in control of? If Hogan's got a big heel group here, does he really want Jeff Hardy as his main guy in the front of this group? I don't know.
Well, I would hope they build on this group though, because the group right now is. It's all right, but I think
no matter who you build on, he's still going to be your heavyweight champion. I don't know if Jeff Hardy would have been my choice. If I was Hogan, Kurt Angle's the bigger name. He's more of the head of a heel group. And plus, he's a great heel.
Well, look for additions. There's no way that those three are just going to lead that group. Jarrett is older. You got Abyss and Hardy. That's it, really. Bischoff can't do anything.
Jarrett is the lawyer, did you say?
No, Jarrett's the old guy. Like it's past him. I mean, he's not gonna. Fortune right now is better than that group. I mean, let's face the facts. They need to add Fortune versus Zay. Fortune wins right now. Yes. Oh yeah, there's only three of them.
Well, Zay has Abyss.
There's only three guys.
Abyss is like the Undertaker right now.
Yeah, but there's only three guys. I mean, there's how many in Fortune? 5? You telling me 5 can take on 3? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Abyss was throwing people out of that battle royal like nobody's business.
Yeah, but look for them to add people, just like NWO. There's no way they're going to just keep them.
Is this going to be just like the NWO?
Well, it looks to be, a little bit, but odd characters, Abyss is, I don't get that. I guess because Hogan put him under his wings. And I guess he just went with him, I guess. Now, I get the whole he tore up RVD, so RVD loses his belt, so Jeff Hardy gets it. Like, that all makes sense.
Okay. We got, not everyone's happy, guys, with Bound for Glory. We got one guy that says, Bound for Failure. I wish I had last year's on DVD. I would rather watch that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, he probably wasn't, going to like it going in. That's pretty negative. I mean, there was, I think, some, no matter what, some stuff everyone can enjoy. All wrestling fans can enjoy tonight, no? There was some good wrestling there.
I didn't miss a beat because I was waiting for something to happen. The only thing, it took a while for something to happen. That was the only negative part of the whole pay-per-view to me. It seemed like the matches were good to me, but it just seemed like nothing really happened until the end. Like, there was nothing that stood out. And I kept saying to myself, when is it going to happen? When's something going to happen that's crazy?
Not a lot of story going on.
Right, and even the ending was just like, that was it. They didn't get on the mic. Hogan didn't go tell the crowd to screw themselves. Hardy didn't say nothing. That's a little disappointing. Unless they're going to come out and Impact, which is fine.
I guess they're going to say this.
Yeah.
Last one that we got from the Twitter fans. And boy, Dix is going to like this one. The first pay-per-view of TNA that I've seen, and it was great.
There we go.
So pretty positive reviews. We had some more, but overall, I would say fairly positive reviews for TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view tonight. I think most people would agree, probably in the B range.
Yeah. That was my first pay-per-view I watched in a while as far as, staying glued to it.
Is Hardy going to, in the chat saying this, they're speculating, is Hardy going to eventually turn on Hogan and Bischoff? You would think so, right? He didn't look too convinced that he should be in that group. He looked a little unhappy with the victory.
Except for the belt shot to RVD's face. I don't know. I think he's okay.
I don't know. I think it's a little similar to the Cena Nexus thing, isn't it?
No, dude. He clocked RVD. He hit the guy with the crutch. He could have just walked out of the ring.
He didn't hit RVD. He hit who you talking to? Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson.
No, he hit RVD at the end. RVD came in and was like, "What are you doing, man?" And he's like, "Crack."
What is that? But he still, did you see the look on his face when he got the pin? Did you see the way he was acting during the match? Sure. After the match, he wasn't happy with it. He looked like, he might not want to be with these guys. I think this could be something very similar to what they're doing with Cena and the Nexus.
I don't think so. I think he's in it to win it, buddy. He's like.
Why would they have the close-up of him with an unhappy face? Why would they have the close-up of him looking unhappy? Why would they have him acting like he's not totally sure that he wants to be there? Just to do
Why would he smash RVD's face in with the belt?
Because he wants to win the title, but he's undecided. He's not sure where he wants to go clearly with this. I don't think Jeff Hardy was 100% in that. Storyline-wise, he's going to want to
get out of my face. I'm out here.
Okay. Are you going to admit that I'm right, as always, when Jeff Hardy eventually turns on Hogan and Bischoff?
It's not going to happen.
If it
happens, he'll just lose the title. So it's
of course he will.
He can do what he wants, and then that's his choice. When you're in
all
it, you're
right.
in it, buddy. It's for life.
This isn't NWO. Who do you have the Wrestling Fever for Bound for Glory edition? My Wrestling Fever of the night has to go to Hulk Hogan, my hero, my icon. Now, you guys know I'm a big Hulkamaniac. What a man to get out there, hurt back, sent in the hospital, fights through it, and he's out there bound for glory, taking part in the main event, handing his crutch on over to Jeff Hardy. Wasn't that great? Hulk Hogan, Fever of the night.
That's right. Didn't even need his crutches.
Didn't even need him. TNA TJ.
I'm going to go with Eazy-E. Is that fire still going? I said Eazy-E.
I'm sorry, who? That's all you have to say? Nothing about... Who is your Fever?
That's it, buddy. Eazy-E. Not the singer.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. You didn't say anything else, so I didn't understand.
Well, there's not much more to say, buddy. He is the man.
All right,
he put this all together. That's all I can tell you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This has been your Bound for Glory review. We're going to see you guys Friday. All the old school fans, join us on Friday. We're doing a special throwback edition of the Big Al Show. We're going to talk about WrestleMania 4 a little bit and some of those guys involved in the World Heavyweight Title Tournament. All right, get a little crazy. And, of course, we'll see you every Saturday at 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining us, everybody in the chat. Lots of luchadors in there today. Thank you. Rem, thanks for stopping by. Loyal TNA fan, Ron. Tinky Tink, thanks, everybody. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next week. Good night.